This is a build guide for the Thief on leveling, and I'm going to show you what you need and what you need to be using so that we can get to level 80 fast. So why pick Thief? Thief has a very assassin style gameplay, and it's got some very flashy and rewarding combos if you can pull them off right. And the playstyle is very active because you're very squishy and you have to utilize dodges and stealth and heals to the best of your ability to stay alive. So gear. Despite the natural squishiness, you can survive just by building full damage and going power, precision and ferocity, and then any other stats. Weapons. You're going to want to take sword, pistol, and then short bow on the second set as your ranged weapon. The sword auto attack can hit up to 3 targets at once. This is the highest auto attack for any melee weapon on Thief, so you're going to want to take it for hitting multiple targets. The number 2 skill on the sword is a blink type mobility skill that you can then reactivate to go back to your original position. And the number 3 skill on the sword pistol combination, it's one of Thief's unique characteristics. It uses parts of both weapons in the number 3 skill. It will stun and evade all attacks for a very short period. Onto the short bow. The number 2 skill on the short bow bleeds the target, and the second activation of it is a blast finisher, or the second activation will also happen when it hits the ground. The number 5 skill on the short bow is another targeted blink type mobility skill, except this time you can spam it really quickly and move around the map fast. Now onto the heal skill. You're going to want to take Signet of Malice. It heals for small amounts on hit, and then a larger amount on activation. It's very good against sustained healing, but is countered by poison, but it also lacks a good burst heal when you really need one after being bursted down by an enemy. Utility skills. First, we're going to go full signets. First one we're going to take is Signet of Shadows, which will passively increase our movement speed by 25% and also blind on the active. Then we're going to take Signet of Agility. It'll passively increase our precision and then blind and clear conditions on the active. Lastly, Assassin Signet, which will passively increase our power and increase our damage on the active. For the elite skill, we're going to take Thieves Guild. It'll summon 2 thieves to fight for you, which will provide additional sources of damage and more targets that will draw aggro for you, so you're taking less damage. It's very useful for fighting veterans, champions, or even hero challenges that will otherwise be hard because you're very weak and squishy. Onto the traits. First line we're going to take is Critical Strikes. First minor is Keen Observer. Your crit chance is increased when you're near full health. I think it's about 90% health. Next one is Side Strike. Extra crit chance when hitting them from the back or the side and just generally flanking them. Then Unrelenting Strikes. Gain Fury on enemies below 90% health. Then Sundering Strikes. Crits cause vulnerability. Your last minor will be Ferocious Strikes. Increase crit chance against foes with over half health. And then finally, No Quarter. Crits while with Fury will increase the duration of the Fury, and also you'll have extra ferocity. Next we're going to take Deadly Arts. First minor is Serpent's Touch. Stealing will poison the target. Your Stealing is your F1, and you're going to want to use it as you go into a fight. Next major is Mug. Stealing will deal damage and also heal you. Then Lotus Poison. Poisoned enemies are also weakened. You can see the synergy between the first minor. Then Panic Strike. Hitting enemies below half health will immobilize them. This means that you can also disengage if they're below half health without them chasing after you. Exposed Weakness is the last minor. You'll deal more damage if the enemy has a condition on them. Again, more synergy with the first minor. And the last major is Executioner. Deal more damage to enemies below half health. Lastly, we're going to take Trickery. The first minor is Kleptomaniac. Stealing will give you initiative. Then Thrill of the Crime. Stealing will give you might, fury, and swiftness. The next minor is Preparedness. It'll increase your initiative by 3. Initiative is your resource bar. You get normally 10, I think, stacks of it, and each skill you use will decrease it by a certain amount. Next major is Bountiful Theft. Stealing will give you Vigor, which can be used for more dodges. Last minor is Lead Attacks. Increase your damage per initiative used. And the last major is Sleight of Hand. Daze your target on steal. Now some tips and tricks on the Thief class. If you're struggling to keep your health up, switch No Quarter in the Critical Strikes line for Invigorating Precision, which will heal you per hit, just like Signet and Malice will, and they'll double up on each other. If you're not able to disengage large fights easily, switch your Signet of Agility for Shadow Refuge, which will pulse stealth and also heal you, and people won't attack you because it's stealth. You can switch out one of your utility skills for Shadow Step, which is used as a mobility skill, but it won't help you that much in fights apart from disengaging. That's the guide. Thank you for watching.